Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 806 battle that I've put onto our Brotherhood YouTube channel. Just to say, this is a very rare and unusual battle, as this is a Barbarian Invasion battle that is very close. What we found is on Barbarian Invasion, to get a close battle is very, very rare. The threshold is very, very high to get a close battle on Barbarian Invasion. A lot more rare than a close battle on Rome Total War. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to show this battle. And just to let you know, the rules we play on here is 8 cavalry max, 2 berserkers max, no artillery or elephants, okay, and 2 horse archers max. So that's the rules we play for on here, and this has been played on my favourite map, the Germanic Forest map, okay, like we've talked about before, where you can fight out in the open plains there if that's what you want to do, or you can hide your troops in the woods there and spring those nasty ambushes. And of course, if you bring barbarian troops, you get the winter bonus and the woods bonus as well. So I think this is a pretty good all-round map, really. Okay, our first teammate is somebody called King Pym. Now I just want to give you a little bit of history on King Pym here. The King clan was a really elite clan many years ago. Okay, they were a 31k clan, the same as the Brotherhood clan, and believe me, we had some really great battles with the King clan. When they first formed, we found that we were beating them most of the time, but they then looked at our tactics and strategy, and they changed their tactics and strategy to counter us, and then they started to beat us regularly. So then, of course, we had to look at their tactics and strats, and we had to change ours to start kind of countering their new tactics and strategies. And we had some really great battles back in the day there. Unfortunately, those battles were way before we started our Brotherhood YouTube channel. So unfortunately, those fantastic battles that we used to play, I don't think we've got on this YouTube channel. But believe me, the King clan, as I say, was a rare clan like the Brotherhood clan, because we were 31k players, whereas most of the clans in those days were CWB, Clan Warbelt, 15k players there. So as I say, the King clan was pretty good. A lot of you might remember some of the names from the King clan, like if you remember some of them: Cyborg, Leonidas, Marcus, Arab, Miller, Pitt. Those are just some names from the King's clan there. I spoke to Pym about this, and he reminded me of some of the names there that used to be in the clan. Very elite players. They were only they were never a massive size clan, but the players they had in their clan were really elite, like the Brotherhood clan. We were never a massive clan, but we always had elite 31k players in our clan there. And as I say, the battles that we used to fight with the King clan were really fantastic. And as I say, unfortunately, it was before we started our YouTube channel there, so there's no Kings versus Brotherhood battles on our YouTube channel here. I say, Pym's got 6 spears, 6 swordsmen, 2 horse archers, and 5 cavalry, and of course he has brought the Sarmatian faction there. Just to say, Pym hasn't played Barbarian Invasion in more than 10 years, and this is his first battle in all that time, so it'll be interesting to see how well he does. Anyway, you've got his spearmen there, his Bosphorus spearmen there. Of course, they're anti-cavalry, but also they're pretty good at stopping infantry as well there. And then he's got his steppe horde chosen warriors there. If you notice their swords, can you see how the swords are curved at the end, so they're more for slashing than stabbing there, and they're elite infantry of the Sarmatian faction there. And then you've got the cavalry there. They're pretty good cavalry. I think the horse archers are very good in this faction as well. If you notice there, you'll see they're quite well armoured, so they're pretty good there. They're armoured archers there, as it says in the title there. So pretty elite there. And then he's got his cavalry there. He's got a Sarmatian noble cavalry. They're pretty good as well. If I'm not mistaken, they got a 7 charge bonus, so that's pretty good. So there you are. That's King Pym's first Barbarian Invasion army there for maybe 10 years or more than that. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Madking. Now Madking has got 10 Sugdian warriors, 4 archers and 6 cavalry, and of course it's the Sassanid faction, his faction of choice. There's his Sogdian warriors there, and see those effective against armor maces they carry, and they are pretty solid infantry, these guys. The Sassanid faction is pretty good, as I say, good solid infantry. They've got long range archers, they're desert archers, so of course on a desert map they would get the desert bonus, but of course they're not getting that on this winter map, but they are long range archers. As you can see, they're not wearing armor, so their defense is not that good, but they are long range archers there. But the real power of the Sassanids is their cavalry, and there you are, you can see the cataphracts there. If you look at them, they are armoured from head to toe. These are the tanks of the Barbarian Invasion world. When they get into melee, they alt attack and they use heavy swords. They have not got effective against armour maces there. So there you are, that's Madking's faction of choice on Barbarian Invasion, the Sassanids. And there's those Clibanarii immortals there. They're horse archers, as you can see, but when you auto-attack them, they use effective against armor maces. They got 2 hit points, and they're kind of like the ironclad cavalry there. They are really solid cavalry, those immortals there. So to say, that's Mad King's faction of choice, Sassanids, and that will be a tried and tested Sassanid army of his. Now over here, our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, and I have got the Roman Eastern Empire rebels there. I've got 13 infantry and 4 cavalry. Okay, 13 infantry and 4 cavalry. You'll notice that I've got Plumbarteri units here. Notice there are Plumbarteri units there, and if you look at their hands there, you'll see them carrying those effective against armour darts there called Plumbarti. Okay, effective against armour, and they got loads of those to throw. They can be absolutely devastating there. As I say, you can see them carrying them in their shield hands there. There you go. And then I've got the Comitatenses there. Remember, these are 122 man eagle units, giving morale to all the troops around them. And I've got quite a few of those, so there's a lot of morale going on in my infantry there, which is very important on Barbarian Invasion. And the cavalry that I've got there is the Equitite Clibanarii there. You'll notice they're carrying their effective against armour maces. They look suspiciously like rolling pins, and these guys have been called the Angry Bakers in the past, but those are effective against armour maces there. And make no mistake, this cavalry is pretty solid there. So that's my Roman army. Now normally I bring 5 cavalry, okay, but I'm only bringing 4 cavalry this time, because what I've done is I've added a unit to my infantry and upgraded my infantry a little bit more. As I say, we're still experimenting with our armies, tactics, battle formations and things like that. So as I say, I normally bring 5 cavalry, but I've only bought 4 just to add a unit to my infantry there and upgrade them a bit more. We've got a very diverse team here. We've got King Pym with the Sarmations. Let's say we've got Mad King with the Sassanids, and myself with the Romans there. This should be a cracking battle for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have brother member TR, who's got the Saxons faction. Now he's got 4 cavalry, 8 axes, 3 archers, 4 spear units, and some hearth Saxon hearth troops there. These Saxon hearth troops are the elite infantry of the Saxons there. And then you've got the hunter archers there. They're only medium range archers, but if you alt attack them, they use effective against armor axes. Then you've got the Saxon keel troops there as well, with their effective, with their anti-cavalry spears there. But also they're quite good at stopping infantry as well. And then you've got their effective against armor chosen axemen here. Okay, every one of those axes are effective against armor, and these guys can cut wide swathes through heavily armored troops like Roman infantry. Okay, so make no mistake about that. These guys are elite infantry here. The Saxons faction actually is full of elite infantry, and they're pretty good. And then you've got the cavalry there. Now these guys, these mounted nobles, are what I call medium cavalry. It's just a 6 charge bonus like any other cavalry, most of the cavalry units in this game. And pretty medium there. Not bad, but not elite either. So that's TR's Saxon army there. Be interested to see how well he does that during the course of the battle. Their next teammate is Orcs Zhong 7, who's bought the Franks faction. Now he's got 8 cavalry, 9 infantry and 3 archers. Okay, so there's his levy spearmen. If you notice there, he's got them in shield wall formation there. So these will be anti-cavalry, of course, because they've got spears. And in that shield wall, any direct cavalry attack would not break through them there, because their anti-cavalry spears would take out the cavalry. And then you've got the chosen swordsmen there. They're pretty elite infantry in their own right as well. They're pretty good. And then you've got the axemen there, the Franciscan Herban axemen. Now those axes are throwing axes, and they're effective against armor as well. So these are pretty good infantry there. And then of course he's got the elite cavalry units of the paladins here. Okay, he's just got gold shield, gold attack on them. Okay, we're going to have a look at the cavalry a little bit later on in this game, but make no mistake, these guys have got a massive 10 charge bonus. Most cavalry in this game have got a 6 charge bonus, they've got a 10 charge bonus. But as I say, we're going to have a look at the cavalry in this battle a little bit later on. So that's a pretty good Frankish army there that Orkzhong has bought. Okay, and their last teammate is Brotherhood member Mantu, that's got the Roman Western Empire. He's got 15 infantry and 5 cavalry. Okay, 15 infantry and 5 cavalry, and just to let you know, he's got 13 plumbarteri units. Okay, 13 of them there, throwing those effective against armoured darts there, called the plumbarti. Okay, and the firepower that 13 plumbarteri troops can do is absolutely devastating. He's got 2, I believe, comitatensis. He's got 2 eagle units there, so he's got 2 morale boosting units plus his infantry general. So he's got a lot of morale going on in his army, but those 13 plumbarteri could be devastating, and he's got his 5 cavalry units obviously hiding in the woods there, Sarmatian auxiliary cavalry. So there you've already got a very diverse team. You've got the Saxons with TR, you've got the Franks with Orkzhong, and you've got the Roman there with Mantu. Should be a great one for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at my old school, old-fashioned Roman battle formation here. When we first started to play Barbarian Invasion, maybe 18 years ago, this is a battle formation that I used to use. As you can see, the pilot shield units at the front, they're quite a wide there, but if any enemy come around the flank of my battle formation, I just turned units to face the threat. There, as you can see, if they come around the flank, just turn those units to face the threat there. As I say, I've only bought 4 cavalry for this particular battle. As I say, I usually bring 5, but it's experimental there. I've added a unit and put more upgrades on my infantry there, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Okay, as I say, here you'll see there like a kind of a wide formation there at the front there, and you got the Sassanids infantry in behind there. So I just thought that was interesting looking at that. I thought at this stage of the battle we'd have a look at the cavalry. We've got 3 of the most elite cavalry in the game here. We've got my, there, if you can see, my Equitide Clibanaris with just gold shield, gold attack. They've got an 8 attack, a massive 35 defense, but a small 5 charge bonus. Okay, so they got an 8 attack, which is probably average, massive 35 defense, but a very small charge bonus of 5. Remember, the charge bonus is the impact and penetration a unit can do when it hits enemy infantry. And then you've got the Sassanid cataphracts here. Okay, now these guys with just gold shield, gold attack on, have got a big 9 attack, a huge 35 defense, and get ready for this, a massive 9 charge bonus. Okay, most cavalry in this game have got a 6 charge bonus. My Equities have only got a 5 charge bonus, but these got a massive 9 charge bonus. As I say, remember, the charge bonus is the impact and penetration and damage that they can do to units when they hit. So there you are, that's the cataphracts there, and my Equitide Clibanarii. And the 3rd elite cavalry in this game are the Frankish paladins. Okay, there you are, that's the paladins there. Now with just gold shield, gold attack on, they've got a massive 13 attack, a 26 defense, and a 10 charge bonus. They've got the highest charge bonus in the game, a 10 charge bonus there. So these guys would be great to use to smash into infantry and pull them out quick. Get the full cavalry charge bonus and then pull them out quick, because they've only got a 26 defense. So as I say, in this battle you've got 3 of the elite cavalry in the game there. Should be a great one for you to watch. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, you'll see that Madking is moving his Clibinari Immortal Horse Archers towards the enemy there. Now remember, these guys have got really good defense, 2 hit points, and they're going to suffer absolute minimum casualties from enemy archers there. Okay, and anyway, they're so confident that they can just sit there like that and just shoot arrows into the enemy team, knowing that they're not going to suffer archer damage there. So that's how tough those cavalry are. Now I noticed in this battle, Mantu was very, very aggressive here. You can see him moving his Roman army forward. I think he's very, very confident of the Roman army that he's brought to this battle. And as you can see there, he's moving towards my Sassanid ally there. But the team said that Rome should face Rome here. So if you notice here, I'm moving my Roman army over to actually kind of intercept, if you like, Mantu's Roman army. But as I say, in this battle, Mantu was very, very aggressive there. Just pause the game for a second. So as I say here, the team plan was here that my Roman army is going to face the enemy Roman army, and my allies here are going to face the 2 other Frankish and Saxon factions there. Okay, so that's the team battle plan as it stands at the moment. There, as I say, Mantu would have liked to target my allies there with his devastating firepower from his Barbarian there. So that's why I'm going to move my heavily armoured Roman troops to face his Roman army there. Okay, so as you can see there, my allies now moving over to the right flank, away from the firepower that Mantu's Roman army has brought to the battlefield there. Okay, you notice to say our pilot shield units are in open order there. Remember, in both Rome Total War and Barbarian Invasion, units in open order suffer less casualties from missiles there. As I say, my memory of this battle was Mantu was very, very aggressive. Now there, I think he had a small overrun glitch there. Did you notice how he ran his units forward there and they ran a little bit further than what he wanted them to? We call that the overrun glitch, but that was only a small overrun glitch there. It didn't cost him any casualties there. But as I say, you can see the 2 Roman armies there facing each other. I've got my 4 Equiti Clibinari cavalry at the back of my infantry, and Mantu's got his cavalry still hiding in the woods there. Okay, can you see I'm moving my Roman army towards his Roman army there. So pretty soon I would think there would be an exchange of missiles there. The closer we move there, where you can see there my forward units are throwing pilots into his forward units there. And there you can see him replying now with those effective against armoured darts. Just look at those Plumbarteri effective against armoured darts coming into my troops. It's like it's raining missiles there. There you can see Mantu running his troops even closer. As I say, he appeared to be very aggressive in this battle, more aggressive than usual there. And as I say, there's going to be a massive missile exchange there. If you notice here, can you see that TR has moved his axemen over there? Remember, his troops were over there, and he's moved his axemen over to this flank. Looking at the disposition of the way he's moved his infantry, maybe the enemy team are looking to hit my army here. It wouldn't surprise me if that was the enemy plan there. And don't forget, Mantu's cavalry is hiding in the woods. He may well bring them out and look to smash into the flank of my infantry. So it'd be interesting to see what the enemy tactics are during the course of this battle. Over here you can see both King Pym with his armoured archers there, horse archers there, shooting into the enemy troops, and of course you've got the Sassanid immortals there, Clibinari immortals shooting into them as well. If you look at the dead Frankish troops there, can you see those dead there laying in the long grass? There you can see the casualties that my allies' horse archers have already inflicted on the Frankish troops there. Just look at the dead Frankish troops there that my allies have caused with their horse archers there. So that's pretty good news for us. And of course he's got his foot archers there as well, shooting into them. So yeah, we caused them a lot of casualties there, and still causing them casualties. That's what horse archers can do in this game. Most factions are susceptible to horse archers there, taking casualties from them. Here, as I say, you can see Mantu being very aggressive again. ran his army into my pilot shield units there. Look. I think he's feeling really confident with his army there. There's one of my units routed already. He's really pushing in on my forward units there. He knows he's got so much firepower, and there are TR's bringing his effective against armor axemen over here as well. And as I say, it looks like, and he's bringing more troops over here as well. So it looks like they've decided they're going to attack my Roman army. I suppose they're thinking if they can take my army out there, they could then move their troops on to take on my allies. But if you just look at the missiles going in to just look, it's just like raining missiles from both of our armies there. And as I say, the little, if you like, darts that you can see are effective against armor, so you can imagine the damage that they're doing there. There you are. If you look closely there, can you see? There you are. That's one of those effective against armor darts with a lead weight in the middle. Can you see there? To add more weight for more impact, more penetration there. And you've got the flights on there as well for the accuracy. So as I say, there's a lot of missiles coming into my troops there. These guys were an 82-man unit, reduced to 10 men there. So you can see there, just look at the firepower coming in from the enemy team there. And once again, you can see Mantu charging forward with his units there. Just look at the aggression that Mantu's showing here on the battlefield. Very, very aggressive there. And as I say, there you are, pushing in there. I don't know whether he's going to carry on pushing in, or maybe he just pushed forward to take out my forward units and then have pulled his infantry back. But here you can see that TR has brought all his effective against armour chosen axemen over here. And he looks like he may well charge them in. He's set up a defensive line there, there to block my allies' attack if they decide to attack there. So as I say, it looks to me, looking at the disposition of the enemy troops, my army is the target. As I say, it wouldn't surprise me if Mantu backed his infantry off. There you are, look. He just charged that infantry in to take out my forward units, and now he's going to back his infantry off now. And you can see I'm shooting, if you can see, I've got missiles going into the back of his running troops. I remember the rear of any unit on both Rome Total War and Barbarian Invasion is the weakest part, and they've pulled back. But can you see now I'm going to move my infantry forward. I'm going to become aggressive towards Mantu with my infantry now moving forward there. And it'll be interesting. You can see I've lost all my pilot shield units here. With this unit here, look, I put into open order. That was one of the pilot shield units that routed, and I'm going to put that in front of my main battle formation there to soak up more enemy missiles, which I know that they've got. There you can see those missiles going into the forward units of my battle formation there. But as I say, I'm moving that one unit forward there to try and soak up the enemy missiles there, where you can see that one unit I've put in the front there. But how long that unit will last, I don't know, because I know the enemy have got a lot more missiles. Just look at those effective against armour plumbarti darts going in to my men there. I mean, as I say, that's an 82-man unit. It's been really reduced there by the missiles. Okay, so here you'll see that Orkzhong is bringing his Frankish army over to the left flank. You can see that Mantu has now brought his cavalry out of the woods as well on this flank. Okay, these are the Sarmatian auxiliary cavalry. Good, solid cavalry. These guys are well armoured there. And as I say, looking at the disposition of the enemy team here, it does look to me like they are going to attack on our left flank here, maybe bringing those Frankish troops round the flank of my infantry, pinning and holding the forward units of my battle formation with Rome while they get their units round the flank of my battle formation here. Here you'll see that my allies Pym and Madking have got their infantry close to mine there, and they've got missiles shooting into the enemy troops as well from their foot archers and horse archers there. So make no mistake, they will be causing a lot of casualties there to the enemy troops. I say those horse archers of Sarmatia there, they're pretty solid, really well armoured, got good attack specifications, and of course we know the Clibanarii Immortals here have got good attacking specifications, and of course these foot archers, these long range foot archers that Mad King have bought as well, will be causing a lot of casualties to the enemy troops. So the amount of casualties that the enemy are losing from archer fire there may well force them into attack. And as I say, it looks to me like my Roman army is going to be the focal point of their attack. That's what I think there. Just looking at the disposition of the way they're moving their troops around there. There, and I say that pilot shield unit there that I put there in the front, it's absolutely been devastated by the firepower that Mantu's army has got. Okay, so it'd be interesting to see what happened there. Right, you can see now the enemy plan there. Can you see one cavalry unit of Mantu's charging? He's going to hit that weakened pilot shield unit that I put in front of my battle formation. Wouldn't surprise me if that unit routed on impact. There you go, look, bang! Charge that in, so I've got no longer got a pilot shield unit in front of my main battle formation. Can you see the fire arrows coming in from the enemy team as well? Remember, fire arrows don't just cause casualties, they lower the morale of troops as well. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. So I'm thinking here that Mantu's Roman troops are going to charge in, pin and hold my forward units. Well, the Frankish army here, both infantry and cavalry, plus Mantu's cavalry, are going to come round my flank while I'm being held and pinned by Mantu's infantry. That's what I'm thinking that they're thinking there. Tactical thinking is behind their movement. It'll be interesting to see if that's what they're going to do there. So let's say that cavalry, they're going to charge in. Let's say those fire arrows coming in on me there. It's got a lot of arrows there, as I say, trying to lower the morale of my troops. So when they hit my troops, they may well look into trying to rout some of my units there. But as I say, you can see the way the enemy are positioning their troops there. They're looking to, I think, come round and attack my Roman army there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on this left flank of ours. I can see some Saxon axemen there, those effective against armour axes there. I've got a few missiles left, but I don't think I've got many left there. I might be able to weaken them a little bit there. I can see some of my Plumbarti effective against armour darts going in on them there, just weakening them a little bit, but I know I haven't got a lot of missiles left there. So that was probably all the missiles I've got. So those effective against armour axemen there are ready to charge in. Make no mistake, remember the Saxon infantry are some of the most elite infantry in the game, and they're well known for having such good infantry there. So those axemen are going to come in, I think. Let's pause the game for a second here. Okay, so you can see that Madking's moved his Sugdian warriors there around the flank of the enemy, looking to charge in possibly into the flank of Mantu's infantry or attacking those Saxon infantry. Let's say you've got Pym's infantry right by the side of my infantry there to help me out if I need it. And of course you've got the cataphracts there of Mad Kings locked and loaded in wedge formation for more penetration, more impact. Remember, when they get into melee and they alt attack, they'll use their heavy swords, but they haven't got any effective against armor weapons at all. Okay, so they'll charge in with their light lances, but then they'll use their heavy swords there in an alt attack. So as I say, be interested to see what the enemy's going to do here. As I say, the archers there of Mad King and Pym doing a lot of damage to the enemy troops there. And you can see there Mad King charging, alt-attacking his one of his Clibonari immortals in there, chased off, routed one of those Saxon archer units there. So as I say, the enemy suffering so many casualties from our archers there, it wouldn't surprise me if it kind of almost forces them into an attack. So it'll be interesting to see what's happening here. Here you can see that one unit. Remember, this is a 122 man unit there. You can see that it's been reduced down to 36 men already. And I'm guessing that if those chosen axemen of the Saxons attack, it's going to reduce it. Right, there you go. You can see TR attacking with those effective against armour chosen axemen. Look how they charge in there like a bang. See how they jump up in the air and smash down with those axes there. Okay, you can see I'm throwing in some more missiles into them there. But as I say, those effective against armour axemen, very, very devastating there to heavily armoured troops like Roman troops there. You can see those axes there. There you can see Mantu moving his infantry forward as well. And I can see, I think, some Frankish troops there as well. May well be those Franciscan Hurban axemen there, so they could throw their axes into my units as well. And you can see cavalry now moving around to the left flank of my battle formation there. Those elite paladin cavalry Remember, they got that massive 10 charge bonus. As I say, most cavalry units in this game have only got 6 charge bonus. They've got a 10 charge bonus there. And that, remember, the charge bonus is the impact and penetration that a cavalry unit can do. Here you can see that I'm realigning my cavalry there to face the threat of those paladin cavalry coming in on the flank of my infantry. You'll notice here also that I will be changing my infantry to face these paladins as well. Okay, can you notice here that Jean has got his cavalry in normal, what I call flat formation, and Mantu has got his units in wedge formation. Now, many years ago, when Rome Total War first came out, we did an experiment. I remember Brotherhood member Vlad and myself and 2 other clan members from a different clan. We tried attacking with both cavalry in normal formation, like what Jean has got there, into infantry, and then we attacked with wedge formation. And what we found was the cavalry in wedge formation had a lot more penetration and did a lot more damage than the cavalry in flat formation. As I say, if you can see what I mean by flat, they're going to charge in there in flat formation there, not wedge formation. Now remember, the cavalry units back in the day, they used wedge formation for a reason, and that wedge formation was used for the reason of penetration and impact and more damage. So I always find that with cavalry it's best to attack infantry in what we found experimenting wise in wedge formation rather than the normal flat formation there. So I think if Jean put his cavalry into wedge formation there, he's going to do a lot more damage to my infantry than he would if he hits in flat formation, if you see what I mean. So it'd be interesting to see if Jean was going to change into wedge formation, or whether he's just going to charge straight in. You can see my cavalry in wedge formation there to try and repel any cavalry attack coming in on my left flank there. Okay, as I say, I'm turning infantry in my battle formation there, as we looked at earlier, to face the threat of the enemy coming in on that left flank. I've turned a Plumbartri unit there to face the threat, and I've turned my general unit to face the threat as well. I'm probably going to put another Plumbartri unit over onto that left flank to help to try and counter that cavalry attack that's going to be coming in on my left flank. There you are, can you see? So now I've placed 2 Plumbartri units there facing the enemy cavalry, plus my general unit. There you are. So as I say, that's the beauty of this old-fashioned, old-school battle formation. Any threat coming in on the flanks, look, I just turn my units to face the threat coming in there. And as I say, I got my general unit there as well, giving morale bonus to those Plumbartri units. But I need to keep the forward units of my battle formation facing forward there, because of course you can see all those enemy troops and those cavalry in wedge formation may well try and smash the front of my battle formation there. But I've got my cavalry, as I say, locked and loaded, ready to counter any cavalry attack. Over here you'll see that Madking's trying to take pressure off of my flank here by attacking with his Sugdian warriors. Okay, so that's a good tactical teamwork move there. You can see Pim moving his infantry forward as well. Once again, trying to take pressure off the left flank. Trying to take a bit of pressure off of my Roman army there. But as I say, you can see there, it wouldn't surprise me if Orc Jean has got his finger on the trigger with his paladin cavalry there, ready to charge them in with their massive 10 charge bonus. This is a nice hit here by Madking's cavalry. Look, bang, as he charges in to the enemy Roman infantry there with his cavalry. Wouldn't surprise me if he pulls that cavalry straight back out. There you are, look. He got the 9 charge bonus that those cataphracts have got, charged in, now pulling them back. So he did got the 4 cavalry charge bonus. Right, here comes those paladins with their 10 charge bonus, look, and bang! Notice he hasn't put them into wedge formation, they're just hitting me in flat formation, if you like, there. And you can see now that I'm countering with my Equitai Clibanarii cavalry there, and there's some more of his cavalry charging in, like a bang, as they smash into my infantry formation there. So that is some kind of massive attack there. I've got Frankish infantry attacking me as well in amongst that cavalry. So as I say, it's a really concerted effort to attack my infantry here on this left flank. As I say, you can see Orc Jean has alt-attacked his cavalry because they're using their heavy swords there, if you notice there. So he's alt-attacked, and of course my guys are using their effective against armor maces. My cavalry are against that that massive attack. Got my general in there as well. So as I say, you can see the Frankish infantry there, the Franciscan Herb and Axemen with their effective against armour axes coming in on my infantry as well. So you can see it's a big massive Frankish hit here on my left flank. You've got Mantu's infantry ready to pour in as well. You've got some effective against armour chosen axemen as well. I'm keeping those units facing forward there in my battle formation, where I take the rest over to the left flank. Let's say you can see Pym attacking with his infantry now, trying to take pressure off the left flank. Let's say you can see Madking charging his Sugdian warriors in, all trying to take pressure off of this left flank of my Roman army there. You can see there's some more enemy Roman troops charging into the fray as well. I see them charging in to the forward units of my battle formation. So I'm being hit by Saxon effective against armour axes. I've got all the Frankish army here attacking me, and I've got units of the of Mantu's Roman army attacking my forward units there. So my army is managing to hold here, and there's another hit there from the Sassanid cavalry of Madking. Look, and bang, as he smashes that cavalry in with their 9 charge bonus there, and their massive 35 defence as he's charging that cavalry in there. That really solid Sassanid cavalry there. And you can see there that I noticed Mantu's keeping his eagle units out of the fray there, but they're still giving morale bonus to his fighting troops there and his allies' troops as well. So that's a good tactical move there by Mantu there, keeping his morale giving units, boosting units at the rear. Here you can see that Orc Zhong has pulled his paladins back out of the fray, probably going to lock and load them, looking to charge back in. I've got my cavalry out of the fray as well. I've locked and loaded them, ready to charge in as well. But just look at the dead there. You can see how many casualties are being caused there on the left flank, and those Frankish infantry are still attacking my units there as well. Over here you can see that Mantu's charged his cavalry in there. Oh my gosh, you can see a lot of Pym's Sarmatian units are now starting to rout. Okay, you can see Pym's units here at this part of the battlefield are being attacked by Roman cavalry, infantry and chosen axemen, and if they break through there, they may well pour through there and hit my army on the other flank there. If you notice here though, you can see Madking's brought his Sassanids cataphracts back there, ready to charge in if need be, if that happens there. Now this is a nice move here by Pym there. He brought his cavalry round the back of our armies there, got them into the woods there, and are now charging them into the flank of the enemy troops there. So that's a nice cavalry charge there by Pym there, and you can see him going to smash in there with his cavalry as he charges in. Might go right the way through to go into the back of that red cavalry there, red Roman army there. And, oh, this is a great hit, great teamwork here by Madking and King's Pym here. See Madking charging his cataphracts in from that direction, and then you've got King Pym charging his cavalry in from that direction here, sandwiching the enemy troops in between them. Really great cavalry hit there by Pym and Madking there. That is a really good teamwork move there. As I say, my Roman infantry still holding there. I've just charged my cavalry in there as well. I'm charging into those Frankish infantry and those Saxon infantry and those Roman infantry that are attacking me. But as I say, Pym and Madking did a really good like vice attack there with their cavalry onto the enemy troops there. Really good combination hit there by the two of them. So as I say, you can see my cavalry has smashed through that enemy infantry there, and I'm charging towards the red Roman general. Can you see my cavalry has smashed through the enemy troops, routed a lot of those attacking enemy troops there, and I'm now taking my cavalry up towards the Mantu's general there. Okay, I'd like to take out the general. If I can't remember, morale is very, very important in Barbarian Invasion, and if you take out the generals, take the morale bonus away, that's really good news. So that's what I'm trying to do there. And I'm surging forward with my infantry as well, doing an old school, old fashioned surge attack with my infantry as well as my cavalry charging in. Over here you'll see that you can see Pym's cavalry there has auto-attacked. A lot of his units have auto-attacked there with their cavalry using their heavy swords. So there's a lot going on all over the battlefield at the moment. You can see more Frankish troops there charging into our allies there. Right, there goes those paladins with their 10 charge bonus. Gonna smash into me. Get ready for this. Bang! As they smash in there. Unfortunately, Pym's general was right in the way. Can you see Pym's general there? Oh my gosh. Pym's general's just been taken out there by that paladin charge. Okay, can you see that massive paladin charge that took out King Pym's general there? So he's lost a morale bonus from that. But also you'll see that a couple of my Roman units have also been routed there by that massive paladin charge there coming in on my flank. So there you are, you can see some of my units routing, two of Pym's units routed there as well with that massive cavalry attack there. That was a huge 10 charge bonus paladin attack there. Here you can see our Sassanid ally there fighting the red Roman troops there, and over here the Frankish troops of Orkzhong, they're fighting our Sassanid ally and Pym's cavalry there. So there's a lot going on all over the battlefield, and as I say, this is going to be a very close battle. Which way do you think it's going to go, looking at the battle at this particular stage? It could go either way there. Those paladins are really pushing in on my Roman troops there with their good specifications. They hit me with a 10 charge, but it might be a good idea for Orkzhong to pull his cavalry back out, lock and load them and charge them in again to get that 10 charge bonus there instead of pressing in, which he's doing. Over here that you'll see that Mantu's red Roman cavalry there, Sarmatian auxiliary cavalry, are fighting the Sassanid cavalry there. As I say, there's a lot going on all over this battlefield at the moment. See a few more of my units starting to rout there, unfortunately. Fierce battle going on here. Remember, my Roman infantry are the green infantry and cavalry, the green there. And as I say, you can see some more of Pym's units routing there. You can see Orkzhong pulling his paladins back, probably going to lock and load them to look at to charge them in again. Here you'll see both Pym and Madking and myself trying to take out this red Roman general there, take the morale bonus away from him. He's a little bit exposed there, so we can try and hit him there if we can see him. The Roman generals on this battle wear red cloaks like they were. Can you see he's wearing a red cloak there, the Roman general? There he is there, look. See, fighting away there. So he's the guy we're trying to kill, the red cloaked general of Mantu. That's why we've got cavalry and infantry in there trying to kill him there. But unfortunately over here, can you see that Madking's Sugdian warriors, his archers, and I think a lot of Pym's cavalry and infantry have been routed here as well. So the enemy here on our right flank seem to be smashing our allies there. You can see there's some Sugdian warriors still fighting, but I think at this stage of the battle, if I'm not mistaken, most, if not all, of King Pym's army has now been taken out. I'm not sure of most of them anyway. I know he's got a couple of units still fighting over here, so he's still got a couple of units fighting there, but the vast majority of his army has been taken out at this stage of the battle. Okay, so there's the general situation there of the battle there. You can see there the paladins being retreated by Orkzhong, ready to charge back in there. But you can see I'm moving my green Roman infantry forward there, over towards my allies. I'm trying to get over there. I can see we've got some real problems there on that right flank, so I'm running my infantry over there, trying to get over to help. Mantu's Sarmatian cavalry there has been causing us a lot of trouble there. He's been using that cavalry extremely well there, but we're still trying to kill Mantu's general there. If you notice there we are, we've routed his general. We may well kill him, but we've actually routed him at this moment, so that's good news for us. He's lost the morale bonus there. We can see that's it, that's his general been killed. See Mantu's cavalry just charged in there like a bang as it smashed in there. So now you can see there, remember here that those paladin cavalry of Zhong's there with their 10 charge bonus, he's running around the battlefield there. My green Roman infantry there pressing in on the enemy troops. There goes Madking's general, just charged his Sassanid cavalry there into the rear of the enemy troops there. That's a nice move there by King Pym. Came in and hit the flank of the enemy troops there, while my Roman infantry are pushing in on them there. So we can see a lot of the enemy units starting to rout now, but these paladins there with their 10 charge bonus there, okay, maybe they might change the way the battle's going at the moment. There, you can see a lot of enemy troops being routed there. I'm charging my cavalry in there. You can see the Sassanid cavalry in there as well, and infantry charging in, and you've got the King Pym's Sarmatian infantry charging there, but these Paladin cavalry charging in with their 10 charge bonus. Yes, they are battle damage, but they still got that 10 charge battle bonus. Are they going to change the course of the battle there? And bang, as he smashes in there with those cavalry. Look, and bang, as he smashes in with them there. 10 charge bonus. Look at the impact of penetration, but they were extremely battle depleted there, so they didn't quite have the weight in numbers to carry on through with that charge bonus there. And as you can see, they have now mostly been routed there by our troops. So it looks like at this stage of the battle that our team looks like it's gone on to possibly win the battle here by the looks of it. It looks like our troops have, as I say, managed to go on to win the battle there. So, but you can see how battle depleted our armies are. There's one unit there. Now, this was, if you might find this quite interesting here, that yes, these hunter archers have only got medium range, okay, but when you auto-attack them, they use effective against armour axes. Now there you are, I'm smashing into them with a Roman unit, so you know that the Roman troops are elite fighters there, and look how long they're holding there against my Roman troops with those effective against armour axes there. You see I'm bringing more infantry into the fray as well. Now you might think that those archers would rout now, wouldn't you, under the weight of all those elite Roman troops fighting them, but with those effective against armour axes, look, they're pretty good. So like I say, they're only medium range archers, so they're not really great archers, but when they they're auto-attack, look, they use those effective against armour axes. So I think that's quite good. And just look at all the Roman infantry I've got fighting them, and they're still holding, even against all that Roman infantry. So as I say, these hunters are not, only medium range archers, but when you auto-attack them, see how effective they are. They're still holding now against all these elite Roman troops. I mean, that's amazing, really, isn't it? Here you can see Pym moving his troops around, looking to get in behind them, and they finally routed. Over here you'll see, looks to me like Zhong's trying to kill Mad King's general, which he's done. He's just killed Mad King's general there. So we're just going to try and finish off. We're going to finish off this these couple of Frankish units there. I think Zhong has just got that one. That's his general. Just got his general left in that general. You can see there. That's all he's got left now. You can see me moving my Roman infantry over to attack them there, and it's just Zhong's general, which I'm guessing is just routed there, which is done. And it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. So, but you can see how close this battle was. I mean, really, really close there. And if we have a look at the units that we've got left, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Pym has got one unit left out of his entire army. That's all he's got, and I think that's a rallied unit as well. So that's all he's got. It just goes to show how much of a grinding down battle this was. If we look at Mad King's units there's one unit there, with 11 men in. There's Sugdian warrior unit there with just 11 men in there out of 80. I think it's 82 men there, and there's another one there with only 9 men in out of 82. So I think looking at Mad King's army, you might have 3 or 4 units, very battle damaged units left, and as I say, I might have about 5 of my Roman infantry left there. That's about all I've got. 4 or 5 units there. So that just goes to show how much of a grinding down battle this was. And this battle was fought in quite long grass, so you don't get to see the dead close up there, but you can see the dead lying in the long grass there. But you can see how intense the fighting was in these particular parts of the battlefield here. I mean, really, really intense there, by just looking at the number of dead there. You can just see there. But it's quite a condensed battlefield there, isn't it? I think for a 3v3 large battle, it's very condensed, but was very intense. It was condensed and very intense, that battle was there. And there we go. So First thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played really well there. And as we said, it was a close victory. Very, very rare to get a close victory on Barbarian Invasion. The threshold to get a close one on Barbarian Invasion is very high. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to show this battle, because, as I say, very, very rare to see a close battle. And the highest kills in the game goes to Brotherhood member Madking with his faction of choice Sassanids, 1,696 kills. So really well done to Madking. So well done to TR at 1,317 kills with Saxons. Well done to Orc Zhong with his Frankish army there, just got over 1,000 kills. And well done to Mantu, very, very aggressive with his Roman army there. So really well played, guys. Great battle. My kills, well, I tell you what, bearing in mind I was defensive for most of that battle, I think that's pretty good kills, really. You know, defensive, you don't usually get that many kills. Well done to Mad King with his great kill, and well done to Pim as well. Now, bearing in mind that that's the first time he's played over 10 years, probably more than 10 years, played Barbarian Invasion, I think he got some good kills there. So well done to Pim. So do you think there's a faction advantage here by any of the teams? You've got the Saxons, you've got the Franks, and you've got Rome in their team. And we've got Rome, Sassanid, and the Sarmations in our team. Do you think that either team had a faction advantage there? Let's say we play Barbarian Invasion every Sunday night. So if you enjoyed watching this battle, why not come and join us on a Sunday night and join into our battles, you know, and you could see yourself on this YouTube channel leading your army in a great battle. This is Spartan Commander saying bye for now. See you soon.